Hey, what's going on? Big C Richie here, aka Richie, and today we are gonna do what Kevin Durant is right for you. Now, today we are gonna be doing 4 of them. We're gonna do the Dynamic Amethyst 94, the MVP 95 overall Amethyst. We're gonna do the All-Star 96 Diamond, and we are gonna do the 97 Playoff Edition. Now, we're gonna rank them from least to greatest. I'll start with the least and move my way up to the greatest. Each have their own purpose in the game. Each have their own play style for your lineup. I'm going to let you know which one is going to be right for you in the play style that you use. Alright? Let's get to the review. Alright guys, we got our 4 Kevin Durants on the screen. I'm going to go from 4 to 1, 4 being the worst, all the way up to the number 1 Kevin Durant. But there are some different situations for how you use each Kevin Durant, so that might adjust it and where you rank your Kevin Durant. But let's hop right into it. I'm going to start with the one that you do not want to buy that really makes no sense at all and why it's even in the game. They totally demolished the purpose of it, is the 96 overall All-Star Edition MVP Kevin Durant. So we're going to label this one again, like the LeBron Dynamic, we're going to label this one right here useless. Because to be honest guys, going over the stats, there is no difference between the 97 playoffs and the 96 Kevin Durant. In fact, there is not one stat that is better on this Kevin Durant than the 97 playoffs. So why would you buy it? They're virtually the same price. You might have to pay a little bit more. Hell, you might have to pay a little bit more for this one. The only reason that one's priced higher is because it was more rare. Not as many people have it. The picture might be a little bit cooler looking. That's all debatable, but you're going to pay more for a picture. There is not one stat down here that shows that is better in any way to the 97. And the only reason you'd get this one is to upgrade from an Amethyst. But why get this one when this one's almost the same price, if not cheaper? So guys, this 96 overall, they really screwed it up. I don't know why. I don't know how that got. But look at it. There is not one stat compared to the Diamond that is better. There's just not one stat. The speed's not higher. The shooting's not better. The rebounding, there's just nothing. Zip, not a zero. This card in retrospect is, there's no purpose. There's no purpose for it. Like I said, the only reason you get it is to upgrade from the Amethyst, but why get that one when there's one right there that's better? Guys, I'm going to recommend to you, if you have this card, sell it. Get the 97 overall, because that card right there is useless. Now let's get into the cards that can actually help your lineup. Now, the Amethysts are obviously for budget ballers. Not everyone is balling with MT, has millions of MT, I understand that. But there's 2 different Kevin Durants, there's a Dynamic and an MVP. Now we'll start with the lower overall, but he's still just as useful, just as good as the 95 in my opinion. Because this one we are going to label your stretch 4 power forward Kevin Durant. Now, there are things that are worse than the 95, but there are some strengths to this one as well. And like I said, it's all in position. If you run Kevin Durant as a stretch 4, I would use the Dynamic version. Let me tell you why. So we go down, automatically, he's got a better rebound. You want a power forward to be down there with your center to rebound. He's got the 83 defensive rebound and the 83 box out compared to the 72 defensive rebound of the MVP and the 81 box out. So only 2 better in the box out, but almost, I think it's 11 better, if my math is right, and it should be, basic math, is better than the MVP. So the shooting's not bad at all. He's got a 97 mid-range, which is also better than the MVP Kevin Durant, but he does suffer a little bit at the three-pointer, having the 84 3-ball compared to the 90 in the MVP. Now, the speed is a little, we're talking a hair's worse than the MVP. The speed being at a 78 compared to an 80, and then the 77 compared to the 80. It's a little bit less, but like I said, are you really going to notice 3 points difference? Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're that, maybe you pay that a close attention to detail. I don't know, but to me, I'm not going to notice much of a difference. But right away with that, he's got a good standing layup. Let's see where his post fadeaway is at. It's at an 88, so it's better post fadeaway wise, guys. Right here, this is clearly simple. The only reason you get this one over this one is if you're running him at a stretch 4. Simple enough. If you want a good power forward Kevin Durant, you want the Dynamic. let's move on to the 95 overall MVP Kevin Durant. Alright, moving into our next Kevin Durant, we are going to do the 95 overall small forward MVP Kevin Durant. And we'll label this one your small forward and athletic Kevin Durant. So, this Kevin Durant is what you'd want to use for small forward. He doesn't have the rebounding of the dynamic or any of the diamonds, so it's going to hurt you there in trying to run him at a stretch 4. But he is the best shooting Kevin Durant that we have available to us. He's got the 93 ball, which is everybody. I mean, that's still low even for a Kevin Durant. I don't know why. We always talk about this in other videos. I don't know why they refuse to give Kevin Durant a good 3 ball. When I think Kevin Durant, I think mid-range and 3 ball. But for some reason, they refuse to give Kevin Durant an amazing 3 ball, which is crazy. But I'm sure one day we'll get it. But he is also very good in the speed. He's got 80 speed, so he's not as fast as some of the diamonds, but he still has that athleticism. He's got a decent vertical at an 80, so he ties the All-Star 96 overall version, so nothing crazy there. But then he's also got driving dunk. All the Kevin Durants have the good driving dunk, about the same. But other than that, it's pretty simple. I mean, it just really comes down to, are you running your Amethyst Kevin Durant at small forward or power forward? If you're running him at small forward, you want the speed, you want him to be a little bit quicker being a small forward, and you want the offense, then you want the 95 MVP. If you're looking to run him at a stretch 4 and you need that rebounding, and you have the good shooting, then you definitely want the dynamic Kevin Durant. Alright, coming down to our last Kevin Durant is the 97 overall playoff edition Kevin Durant. And to me, we're going to name this one the all-around. You can run him at the small forward, you can run him at the power forward, it doesn't really matter. He's got the speed to keep up with the small forwards, he's got the defensive rebounding to stay at a stretch 4. But let's get into some of the stats. He's got a 97 mid, so same as the dynamic. He's got an 84 3, which is but same as the dynamic. But the nice thing about it is, if you put a 3-point shoe at him, he's got the same 3-pointer as the MVP, but keeps the defensive rebounding and keeps relatively good speed. He's got a 93 draw foul, so the best draw foul out of all the Kevin Durant. His post fadeaway is a 92, which awesome for a power forward, but not bad for a smaller forward either. So he's got good attributes to run him at the 4 or the 3. He's got the best defensive stats out of all this. So it's pretty simple. I mean, I'm not going to go too much. There's not really anything to compare it to. I can't compare it to the diamond because the other diamond doesn't have any better stats. Overall, that is the best Kevin Durant. You can run him at the 4 or 3 with this version, is basically what you want from a diamond. But with the Amethyst, you can break them up into the power forward, small forward collection. Like I said, I would run that dynamic at the 4. The MVP, run him at the 3. He's going to be your good small forward. And then, guys, if you can find a good reason other than the picture to get that 96 diamond all-star Kevin Durant, my hat's off to you. I don't know. They really screwed up with that card. That card is now useless seeing that 97 came out. Alright guys, that is going to be the review on all the Kevin Durants. I hope that made sense on the positioning of the different amethysts. If you can find a reason to buy that 96 overall all-star Kevin Durant, my hat's off to you. Let me know in the comments below if I missed something. But as of right now, that card is absolutely pointless. But in the comments below, also let me know what next player you want me to do for the review. I was thinking Dwayne Wade, Kevin Love came to mind, but there's a couple Kyrie Irvings in the game, dynamic gold, maybe not the Kyrie Irving one, but there's Damian Lillards that are in the game. Let me know which one. I'm thinking Dwayne Wade. If there's a player you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up, and Richie Nation, party on.